I'm borderline convinced that these mainstream sports talk shows are effectively brain rot for the mainstream because the topics that they choose to focus on is kind of crazy. But the only reason that we spend really any time on it now is just because a lot of people actually take these points and narratives and start to parrot them. And I always want to pinpoint where they originated. And of course, Nick Wright sees Mac Jones go out, have a day for the San Francisco 49ers. So, what does that mean? That must mean anyone can do it. He's parroting the same talking point that Colin Cowherd just made. These two are just some peas in a pod when it comes to their football takes and their football acumen. But again, it's just wild. But I want you to listen to his point here and just try to objectively listen. Objectively, we know what Nick Wright is going to say. Objectively listen, and let's talk about it on the other side.
What I was going to say is that oftentimes in sports debates, Coach, we are debating something that we can never actually prove. Yeah. We're never going to get the perfect scenario to test out our thesis.
Control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why science is better. Like you can, you can set up a
sports.
yeah. Well, it's better to prove things, right? Serendipitously, with the San Francisco 49ers, we have gotten it. We got to see in real time what would happen if you dropped in a quarterback that Brew and I both agree and have hours of tape of us both saying is not good.
Pro Bowler.
And Brew, literally, because hold on, wait, no,
Right, he won 10 games.
no, you guys,
he beat out Cam Newton.
We can do this all with smiles, but he's going to play for another month, and I very strategically and purposefully asked you, Brew, before this year started. We both agree Mac Jones is not good, right? And you were in lockstep with me. We
got the video?
No, I don't have the video right now. And what we saw was, even though he didn't even have, as we would say it, many of the Avengers at all. He had Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey, and it was enough for Mac Jones to look really good. It's almost as if, Coach, there's a lot of quarterbacks that as long as they have a starting caliber at any point in them, if you drop them into Kyle Shanahan's system and they have just enough help, they can look really good. And so, to go back to a real argument we had, it's another reason why I would have maybe waited to pay Brock Purdy, because I think you could maybe get this level of production from a guy like Mac Jones.
This is one game. Brock Purdy has done it for 3 seasons.
Well, last
Brock
season
Purdy
he
has
didn't do
gotten
anything
a
like
team,
this.
but he did it the year before. He got him to the Super Bowl. Is Mac Jones going to be top 5 in MVP voting?
No, but is Brock Purdy ever going to be again? No,
well,
I don't think he ever
but he
could be
has
again.
done it.
Yeah.
Is Mac Jones going to lead them to the Super Bowl?
Well, I don't think Brock Purdy led him to the Super Bowl. He was the quarterback.
He was in the Super Bowl, left the field with the lead.
Yeah.
You think Mac Jones could do that?
Well, I didn't think Brock Purdy could do that. So maybe.
And I'll give you a list of names who couldn't do it.
they weren't starters.
C.J. Beathard.
No, we're not at the
Brian Hoyer.
You got to move on.
No.
Nick Mullins.
Those guys
Trey
weren't
Lance.
starters.
Trey
Those guys weren't
Lance, who
starters.
you thought was all that.
Those guys weren't starters, bro.
I mean, my goodness.
I thought it was a really nice game for Mac Jones.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that he had that, and it was nice to hear his comments on it, how he got his confidence back. But to put in perspective, I imagine New Orleans is going to be in the running for the #1 overall draft pick. And when you watch this game, at the end of the game, New Orleans had the ball with a chance to win. So it's not like they just went out and lit it up. And having Christian McCaffrey is a little bit like a cheat code, because you just hit the check down, and then he goes and does really good things.
You can't say thank you to that. That's the whole point.
So
Mahomes doesn't have anybody, and you see how he's looking out here. I mean, come on, you need help.
But the whole idea of the years of arguments have been that Shanahan's system plus a modicum of talent, much less an embarrassment of riches.
That's not the case.
It's just CMC.
Right, and look what he did. So imagine if he had the whole
But
crew.
no, Nick,
Exactly.
your argument has been Purdy's had all this help. Everybody needs help. Mahomes has had tons of help.
fine.
And I'm not saying he's as good as Mahomes. I'm
Maybe
just
Mac
saying.
Jones has matured, just like we saw with Sam Darnold, just like we saw with Geno Smith. These guys can get better as they stay in the league longer.
So again, I asked you objectively, listen to this, and if we're objectively trying not to just inject all of our, we already know what Nick Wright's about. We already know his brand. It's a brand, is to be against Brock Purdy. You'll notice the common themes with certain people who say negative things about Brock Purdy. It's a branding strategy. I wonder why. Oh, it gets people talking, it gets people going. You're so brave. You're so brave to say these bold things about Brock. But let's talk about it. The funny thing about this whole situation, especially now that Mac Jones had one good game against the Saints, is all these guys talk about Brock Purdy like he was the first round draft pick. Mac Jones was a top 15 draft pick. He went to Alabama. He won national championships. This guy was supposed to be good. He was supposed to be a franchise quarterback. He's supposed to be good. Like, the whole league did an audit of Mac Jones and said, you know what? That guy's pretty good. He should be a first rounder. We know Kyle Shanahan wanted to trade up to 3 to take Mac Jones. We know he would have. I truthfully believe that. And so it's funny to me that now that Mac Jones has flamed out of, New England and every other stop that he's made along the way, it's now like, oh, see, it's Shanahan. It's Shanahan that makes any quarterback look great. It's the scheme. It's the system. And it's just, again, it's brain rot for the mainstream. It's the most cherry-picked. And when you boil it all down, it just comes back to these guys trying to, again, re-inject their original takes that they had, because they're going to go to the grave with it, try to convince you of why this is the case, when the reality is, man, let Mac Jones just have a good game. Like, seriously, and if you go and watch the film and watch the tape and you objectively break down Mac Jones, he didn't have the best game. It wasn't like he was just hitting everything. Like, there's room to improve. There are reads to hit. There are passes to make, accuracy to refine. He is not a finished product, but he had a great game, all things considered. And that's why it's just like, man, like, what are we doing? Have we lost sight of what football discourse should be? Is it really just confirmation bias? Or are you just really trying to be like, hey, this was my take for the last couple of years? I mean, you heard the way Nick Wright talked about it. This is what we've been talking about. So, you can't make all. It's like, where was that type of energy when Brock Purdy, on what sounds like turf toe, the same injury that just took Joe Burrow out for 3 months, he plays basically 2.5 quarters with this against the Seattle Seahawks, who have a really good defense and a defensive coordinator, and he brings this team back, come from behind, gets the win. No George Kittle, no Juwan Jennings, like, no Brandon Ayuk, but anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. So it's just it's an interesting situation. Again, I haven't done a Nick Wright video, and it feels like a year. Like, it really has. Like, it just feels like, we grew, we moved beyond it, but it's like, now here we are in week 2, and they're already trying to drum it up. I'm just curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.